Summary of the car tuning process. This video documented the process of tuning a car with a somewhat complex setup. Here's a breakdown of the key steps involved. Initial inspection. The car has a mismatched combination of parts, including a large turbo and a stock bottom end. It also lacked an intercooler. Software configuration. The mechanic created a new fuel map from scratch and addressed some wiring issues related to the boost solenoids. Tuning on pump gas. The mechanic prioritized getting the car running smoothly on pump gas before switching to ethanol. This involved adjusting fuel and air intake settings. Limited boost due to turbo. The mechanic determined the Versus 76mm turbocharger restricted maximum power output. Flex fuel sensor issues. The car had a flex fuel sensor but it wasn't wired correctly. The mechanic opted to create custom tables for ethanol instead of relying on the sensor. Tuning on ethanol. Switching to ethanol fuel resulted in a significant power increase. The mechanic further adjusted settings to optimize performance and ensure safe operation. Spark plug change and boost increase. New spark plugs were installed, and the mechanic attempted to raise the boost pressure for additional power gain. CO2 bottle issue. An empty CO2 bottle used for additional cooling caused a temporary setback. The mechanic devised a solution using hoodrat engineering. Final adjustments. The mechanic fine-tuned the fuel and timing settings while monitoring boost pressure and spark plug condition. Overall, the car's performance was significantly improved, but reaching the maximum potential was limited by the turbocharger. The key reasons for this frustration are, general feeling of cars being problematic. He mentions every car in the last 2 months causing problems. This specific car is just the latest example. He mutters to himself, this is the 6th car in a row that's taken well over twice the estimated time. My schedule is a wreck. Endless troubleshooting. He feels like he's constantly diagnosing and fixing problems rather than making clear progress. He slams his fist on the toolbox. 3 hours in and I still can't get a stable air-fuel ratio. This is like chasing ghosts. Specific issues with this car: the air-fuel ratio, boost control, flex fuel sensor, and lack of an intercooler are all creating challenges. Air-fuel ratio. He stares at the computer screen. The damn air-fuel ratio keeps jumping all over the place. It's bouncing between 13.9 and 10.5. How am I supposed to tune for power with this kind of instability? Boost control. He sighs, pinching the bridge of his nose. The boost control is all messed up. It's supposed to hit 20 pounds per square inch, but it's all over the map. I've checked all the vacuum lines and solenoids, but nothing seems to fix it. Flex fuel sensor. He scratches his head. This car is supposed to have a flex fuel sensor, but I can't find it anywhere. The wiring harness is a mess, and the ECU manual is useless. Lack of intercooler. He shakes his head. Without an intercooler, this little turbo is heat-soaking like crazy. No wonder the power delivery is so inconsistent. Overall, it's a combination of the backlog of difficult cars and the specific problems with this car that are pushing him to the brink. He leans against the car, muttering, maybe I should just take a long weekend and come back to this next week. My brain needs a break from this endless problem-solving marathon. Based on the passage, the mechanic isn't definitively quitting, but rather expressing frustration that could lead to him quitting tuning for the rest of the year. The key reasons for this frustration are, general feeling of cars being problematic. He mentions every car in the last 2 months causing problems. This specific car is just the latest example. Endless troubleshooting. He feels like he's constantly diagnosing and fixing problems rather than making clear progress. Specific issues with this car: the air-fuel ratio, boost control, flex fuel sensor, and lack of an intercooler are all creating challenges. Overall, it's a combination of the backlog of difficult cars and the specific problems with this car that are pushing him to the brink. Enter Nova, the mechanic's muse. Exhausted but determined, the tuner slams his toolbox shut. Just then, a knock on the door breaks the silence. A woman with a sharp smile and a confident stride walks in. This is Nova, the project manager he hired, a whirlwind of efficiency with a reputation for turning project chaos into client zen. Max, I presume? Nova extends a hand, her eyes scanning the cluttered workspace. Her attire is a blend of practicality, steel-toed boots, and authority, a crisp white button-down. Max, the tuner, shakes her hand cautiously. Yeah, that's me. You Nova, the project manager extraordinaire? The one and only, Nova confirms, a hint of amusement in her voice. Now, I hear you've been having some broken bar frustrations with your recent projects. Max sighs, gesturing to the open hood of the problem car. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Every car lately has been a nightmare. unrealistic expectations, hidden issues, endless troubleshooting. Nova nods, her gaze unwavering. Tell me about your ideal project. The kind that leaves you feeling energized, not exhausted. Max leans back, a spark of hope flickering in his eyes. Clear communication from the client. Cars in good shape, ready for the tuning magic. Realistic timelines that respect the complexity of the work. Excellent, Nova snaps her fingers. Consider it done. But before we get started, there will be a change. Max raises an eyebrow. A change? Absolutely. From now on, we're vetting every client before they even set foot through that door. Max's skepticism melts into cautious optimism. Vetting them? How? Nova pulls out a tablet, a confident smirk playing on her lips. First, we create a comprehensive client intake form. It'll assess their car's condition, their tuning goals, and their understanding of the process. Ambiguous answers or unrealistic expectations are red flags. Next, we conduct a detailed pre-inspection of the car. Hidden problems become deal breakers. Finally, we'll have an in-depth conversation, where we set clear, measurable goals and realistic timelines. Both of us signing off on the project plan ensures everyone's on the same page. Max leans forward, a newfound sense of control washing over him. Nova, this might just be the best money I've ever spent. Nova winks. Let's get started then. Together, we'll turn frustration into focus, and problem cars into performance powerhouses. Nova takes action, implementing the Kestrel system at Max's auto-tuning. Kestrels are small falcons known for their sharp eyesight and hovering capabilities, which perfectly embodies the system's focus on detailed inspections and streamlined processes. Outlining the detailed steps Nova takes to implement the Kestrel system at Max's auto-tuning. This includes developing the client intake form, refining the pre-inspection checklist, with severity categorization, selecting project management software, if applicable, developing the project plan template, scheduling and conducting training, implementing the new process, including communication strategy and monitoring, support, monitoring and refining, with data tracking and regular review. Continuous improvement, incorporating client feedback loop, employee engagement, and industry benchmarking. By following these steps, Nova ensures the successful implementation of the Kestrel system, leading to increased efficiency, improved client satisfaction, and the continued success of Max's auto-tuning. Nova takes action, implementing the new Kestrel system at Max's auto-tuning. With Max's green light, Nova dives headfirst into the development phase. Here's a detailed breakdown of her next steps, incorporating specific details and measurable goals. 1. Develop the client intake form, target launch date, July 1, 2024, 1 month before official system rollout. Development method, Nova decides to use JotForm, a user-friendly online form creation tool with a free plan offering enough features for Max's needs. However, if the volume of inquiries increases significantly, by more than 20% in a month, Nova will explore upgrading to a paid plan with advanced features like appointment scheduling and conditional logic branching. Testing strategy, to ensure a smooth user experience and meet the 5-minute completion target, Nova recruits 10 potential clients for a pilot test. She sets a goal of achieving an average completion time of under 4 minutes and a user satisfaction rating of at least 4.2 out of 5 on a post-test survey. The survey will include questions about clarity, ease of navigation, and estimated completion time accuracy. Based on the feedback, Nova refines the form's layout, clarifies instructions, and adjusts the estimated completion time if necessary. 2. Refine the pre-inspection checklist, collaboration timeline. Nova schedules a brainstorming session with Max within the next week to review the existing checklist. They dedicate 2 hours to this session, aiming to identify at least 10 new inspection points based on past project data and industry best practices. Data source, Nova utilizes Max's existing project management software, if any, to analyze past project data for the past year, focusing on recurring issues not currently included in the checklist. Additionally, she researches online resources and industry publications to identify common problems specific to different car makes and models, for example, https://www.kbb.com/detailed condition quiz/ severity categorization. To prioritize critical problems during inspections, Nova implements a color-coded system: red, critical, immediate attention required, estimated to cause project delays exceeding 2 business days or pose safety hazards; yellow, major, potential for delays or complications, estimated to cause project delays of 1-2 business days. Green, minor, can be addressed during project execution. 3. Select project management software, if applicable. Budget constraint. Max has allocated a maximum of $1,000 per year for project management software. Nova prioritizes cost-effectiveness while ensuring user-friendliness and necessary functionalities. Feature requirements. Nova prioritizes features like user-friendly interface for Max and his employees, many of whom are not tech-savvy, task management capabilities with clear deadlines, assignees, and estimated time required for each task. Communication tools for internal discussions and client interactions, including email integration, reporting functionalities to track progress, key metrics, for example, turnaround times, cancellations, and cost breakdowns per project. Selection process. Nova shortlists 3 popular options based on online reviews, feature comparisons, and pricing that aligns with Max's budget. She schedules 30-minute demos with each vendor to assess their suitability for Max's needs. Nova creates a scoring matrix to evaluate each option based on predefined criteria, for example, ease of use, feature set, customer support, cost, and selects the software with the highest score. 4. Develop the project plan template. Software integration. If project management software is chosen, Nova ensures seamless integration with the client intake form and pre-inspection checklist data. This allows for automatic data transfer and reduces manual data entry. Template flexibility. The template will be a core component within the chosen software, or a standalone document, but will have customizable sections to adapt to project specifics, for example, timelines, milestones, deliverables, while maintaining consistency. The template will include predefined sections for common project types, for example, engine performance upgrades, suspension modifications, to expedite project setup and include estimated costs based on historical data. Target completion date. Nova aims to finalize the template within 2 weeks, allowing time for Max's review and feedback before integration with the chosen software. 5. Schedule and conduct training. Target audience. Training will be mandatory for Max and all his employees directly involved in the client intake, pre-inspection, and project execution processes, estimated at 4 technicians. Training content. Nova develops a comprehensive training program delivered in 2 parts. Part 1, 1 hour. This online session will cover the new client intake form, pre-inspection checklist, including the severity categorization, and system, and project plan template usage. Nova incorporates real-world examples, case studies, for example, showcasing how the new system would have addressed past project challenges, and short quizzes to enhance understanding. Participants can ask questions throughout the session via a chat function. Part 2, on-site, 1.5 hours. This hands-on session will be conducted at Max's Auto-Tuning. Nova will guide participants through the practical application of the new system using the chosen software, if applicable, and real project scenarios. This will include role-playing exercises simulating client interactions using the intake form and practicing communication protocols outlined in the project plan template. Evaluation. A post-training assessment will gauge employee knowledge retention and identify any areas requiring further clarification. Nova sets a target score of at least 80% on the assessment. The assessment will include a mix of multiple-choice questions regarding the new system's functionalities, for example, correctly identifying the purpose of each section in the client intake form, matching severity color codes with appropriate actions during pre-inspection. Scenario-based questions testing their ability to apply the learned concepts, for example, given a specific client description of car problems, trainees will need to choose the relevant sections of the pre-inspection checklist to focus on. Open-ended questions to capture any lingering doubts or concerns employees may have about the new system. Nova will address these concerns during the training or in follow-up one-on-one sessions. 6. Implement the new process. Official launch date, August 1, 2024, aligning with the target completion date outlined in the project charter. Communication strategy. Nova collaborates with Max to develop clear and concise communication materials for existing and potential clients. This includes website updates highlighting the benefits of the new system, for example, get a clearer picture of your project timeline and costs up front, improved communication with our team throughout the repair process, faster turnaround times on your repairs. Social media posts showcasing the new system and its advantages for clients, for example, we're making it easier than ever to get your car repaired at Max's Auto Tuning. Check out our new streamlined process. email blasts to existing clients informing them about the upcoming changes and its positive impact on their project experience, for example, introducing a new system to better serve you. Learn more about the benefits and what to expect during your next visit. Monitoring and support. Nova establishes a system to track initial system adoption and address any user concerns during the first month of implementation. This might involve offering dedicated support channels, for example, email hotline, short training refresher sessions, for Max and his employees to address any initial challenges. 7. Monitor and refine. Data tracking. Nova sets up a system within a chosen project management software, or a separate spreadsheet, to track key metrics aligned with the project's success criteria. Reduction in project cancellations/rework. Track the number of cancellations and rework projects initiated within the first 3 months. Aim for a 20% decrease compared to historical data. Nova can calculate the average number of cancellations, rework projects per month over the past 6 months to establish a baseline. Project turnaround time. Monitor the average time taken to complete projects from client intake to final delivery. Strive for a 15% reduction in average turnaround time within 6 months. Nova can track this metric by calculating the average number of days it takes to complete projects historically and aiming to reduce it by 15%. Client satisfaction scores. Integrate a short, 5-question, post-project survey within the chosen software or email system to capture client feedback. Aim for a 10% improvement in client satisfaction scores within 6 months, measured through the 5-point Likert scale. Nova can calculate the average client satisfaction score based on past project surveys and set a target for a 10% increase. Regular review. Nova schedules monthly meetings with Max to review the collected data and discuss any areas for improvement. Based on the findings, they can refine the system, such as adjusting the client intake form based on user feedback, for example, adding or removing questions, clarifying wording based on common confusion points identified during training evaluation, adding more comprehensive pre-inspection points for specific car models based on identified trends in the data. For example, if a particular car model shows a higher frequency of electrical issues, additional inspection points can be added to the checklist to focus on those areas. Refining communication protocols within the project plan template to ensure clear and timely updates for clients, for example, establishing a specific timeline for progress updates or outlining preferred communication channels. Continuous improvement. Nova understands that a successful project is an ongoing process. Here are some additional steps she can take to ensure the long-term effectiveness of the new system. Client feedback loop. Incorporate opportunities for ongoing client feedback beyond the initial post-project survey. This could involve short satisfaction surveys after key project milestones, for example, after pre-inspection, mid-project update, to identify potential issues early on. These surveys could be 2-3 questions delivered via email or SMS, focusing on specific aspects of the process like clarity of communication or ease of scheduling. An open forum for client suggestions through email or social media to gather ongoing feedback and improvement ideas. Nova can create a designated channel, for example, a suggestion box at the shop or a forum thread on social media, to encourage clients to share their thoughts. Employee engagement. Schedule regular team meetings, for example, quarterly, with Max's employees to discuss their experiences using the new system. This fosters a sense of ownership and allows Nova to address any ongoing challenges they may face. Nova can incorporate brainstorming sessions during these meetings to encourage employee suggestions for further system enhancements. For instance, technicians might recommend adding pre-filled comments within the project plan template for common repair procedures, saving them time during project setup. Industry benchmarking. Nova can research industry best practices and competitor strategies for client vetting and project management. Regularly comparing Max's auto-tuning's performance metrics with industry benchmarks, for example, average turnaround times, client satisfaction scores, can help identify areas for further improvement. This might involve subscribing to industry reports or publications that track repair shop performance metrics, attending relevant conferences or workshops focused on auto repair shop management, joining online communities for auto repair shop owners to exchange ideas and learn from each other's experiences. By following these detailed steps and fostering a culture of continuous improvement, Nova can ensure the successful implementation of the new client vetting and project management system for Max's auto-tuning. This will lead to increased project efficiency, improved client satisfaction, and ultimately, the continued success of Max's business. Project Charter. Client vetting and project optimization for Max's auto-tuning. 1. Project name, streamlined client intake and project management for Max's auto-tuning. Target completion date, August 1, 2024. 2. Project sponsor, Max, owner, Max's auto-tuning. 3. Project manager, Nova, external consultant. 4. Project description. This project aims to implement a new client vetting and project management system for Max's auto-tuning. The goal is to improve project selection, communication, and overall client satisfaction. We target a 20% reduction in project cancellations or rework due to unrealistic expectations or hidden car issues within the first 3 months. Additionally, we aim to achieve a 15% decrease in the average project turnaround time, currently at 4 weeks, to 3.4 weeks within 6 months, and a 10% improvement in client satisfaction scores on post-project surveys, average current score, 3.8 on a 5-point Likert scale, to 4.18 within 6 months. 5. Project objectives. Reduce the number of projects accepted with unrealistic expectations or hidden car issues by 20% within the first 3 months, measured by tracking the number of cancellations and rework projects initiated due to these factors. Increase project efficiency by clarifying client goals and setting realistic timelines, targeting a 15% reduction in average project turnaround time, currently at 4 weeks, to 3.4 weeks within 6 months, measured by tracking the time elapsed from project acceptance to completion. Improve communication between Max and clients throughout the project lifecycle, as measured by a 10% increase in client satisfaction scores on post-project surveys, average current score, 3.8 on a 5-point Likert scale, to 4.18 within 6 months, using a standardized survey with a 5-point Likert scale. 6. Deliverables, client intake form, digital, a user-friendly online form with a targeted completion time of 5 minutes. The form will capture car details, year, make, model, mileage, modifications, tuning goals, increased HP target range, for example, 10 to 20%, improved fuel efficiency target percentage, and client understanding, beginner, intermediate, advanced, through multiple choice questions and text boxes for elaboration. Pre-inspection checklist, a standardized checklist categorized by system, engine, drivetrain, fuel, electrical, modifications, overall condition, for identifying potential problems with incoming vehicles. The checklist will be reviewed and updated quarterly to address new issues or trends identified during inspections. Project plan template, software-based, a standardized template outlining project goals, timelines with specific milestones and target completion dates, including buffer periods, communication protocols, who contacts whom and how often, for example, weekly email updates, client call after each milestone, and a clear breakdown of deliverables and costs. 7. Success criteria. Achieve a 20% reduction in project cancellations or rework due to unrealistic expectations or hidden car issues within 3 months. Achieve a 15% decrease in average project turnaround time to 3.4 weeks within 6 months. Achieve a 10% improvement in client satisfaction scores on post-project surveys to 4.18 within 6 months. Implement a streamlined communication process as outlined in the project plan template. 8. Project risks. Client resistance. Clients may be resistant to the new vetting process, mitigated by clear communication of benefits, improved results, reduced delays. Pre-inspection limitations. The pre-inspection may miss some hidden car issues, mitigated by continuous refinement based on experience and identified issues. Client loss. Setting clear expectations up front may lead to a decline in clients seeking complex or challenging projects, mitigated by highlighting Max's expertise for qualified clients. 9. Risk mitigation strategies. Clearly communicate the benefits of the new process to potential clients, for example, through website content, social media posts, and during initial inquiries. Emphasize improved results, reduced project delays, and a smoother overall experience. Continuously refine the pre-inspection checklist based on experience and identified issues during the inspection process. Track the number of missed issues identified during project execution, aiming for a reduction of at least 10% within 3 months. Highlight Max's expertise and ability to handle complex projects for qualified clients. Showcase successful past projects and client testimonials to build trust. 10. Assumptions. Max is open to implementing new processes. Clients are receptive to a more structured project approach. 11. Stakeholders. Max, project sponsor, Nova, project manager, clients of Max's Auto Tuning, the end users of the new system, who will benefit from a more streamlined intake process, clearer communication, and improved project outcomes. Internal stakeholders, if applicable, Max's employees, for example, mechanics, technicians, or other staff, who will be impacted by the new project management system. They may need training or adjustments to their workflow to ensure smooth implementation. 12. Communication plan, project launch. Nova will hold an introductory meeting with Max and, if applicable, his employees to explain the new client vetting and project management system. This meeting will cover the project goals, benefits for all stakeholders, including improved efficiency and communication, and timelines. Ongoing communication, client communication. Nova will develop communication templates for Max to use during client interactions. This might include email scripts for initial inquiries, follow-ups after the client intake form, and updates throughout the project lifecycle. Stakeholder updates. Nova will send regular progress reports to Max, for example, weekly or bi-weekly, summarizing key metrics like project cancellations, turnaround times, and client satisfaction scores. Project team meetings. If Max has employees involved in the project, Nova can facilitate regular team meetings, for example, weekly, to discuss progress, address any challenges, and ensure everyone is aligned. 13. Budget. A high-level budget should be established to cover the costs associated with the project. This might include Nova's consultant fees, $15,000. This is a fictional estimate and can be adjusted based on the project scope and Nova's experience level. Software costs for the project management tool, if applicable, $500 per year. This is a fictional estimate and can vary depending on the chosen software. Development costs for the digital client intake form, if not using existing software, $2,000. This is a fictional estimate and can vary depending on the complexity of the form. Printing costs for any physical materials needed, for example, brochures explaining the new process for clients, $100. This is a fictional estimate and can vary depending on the quantity and type of materials. 14. Approval required. This project charter requires approval from Max, project sponsor, before Nova proceeds with the implementation phase. By signing the document, Max acknowledges his understanding of the project goals, deliverables, timeline, budget, and potential risks. This enhanced project charter provides a comprehensive roadmap for implementing the new client vetting and project management system for Max's Auto Tuning. With clear objectives, measurable success criteria, and a defined communication plan, Nova and Max can effectively collaborate to achieve their goals and ensure the long-term success of the project. Project Charter, Client Vetting and Project Optimization for Max's Auto Tuning 1. Project Name, Streamlined Client Intake and Project Management for Max's Auto Tuning 2. Project Sponsor, Max, Owner, Max's Auto Tuning 3. Project Manager, Nova, External Consultant, 4. Project Description. This project aims to implement a new client vetting and project management system for Max's Auto Tuning. The goal is to improve project selection, communication, and overall client satisfaction. 5. Project Objectives. Reduce the number of projects accepted with unrealistic expectations or hidden car issues. Increase project efficiency by clarifying client goals and setting realistic timelines. Improve communication between Max and clients throughout the project lifecycle. Enhance client satisfaction by ensuring a smooth and predictable project experience. 6. Deliverables, Client Intake Form, a comprehensive form to assess car condition, tuning goals, and client understanding. Pre-inspection checklist, a standardized checklist for identifying potential problems with incoming vehicles. Project Plan Template, a template for outlining project goals, timelines, milestones, and communication protocols. 7. Success Criteria. Reduction in project cancellations or rework due to unrealistic expectations or hidden car issues. Increased project completion rate within planned timelines. Improved client satisfaction scores. Streamlined communication between Max and clients throughout the project. 8. Project risks. Clients may be resistant to the new vetting process. The pre-inspection may miss some hidden car issues. Setting clear expectations up front may lead to a decline in clients seeking complex or challenging projects. 9. Risk mitigation strategies. Clearly communicate the benefits of the new process to potential clients, improved results, reduced project delays. Continuously refine the pre-inspection checklist based on experience. Highlight Max's expertise and ability to handle complex projects for qualified clients. 10. Assumptions. Max is open to implementing new processes. Clients are receptive to a more structured project approach. 11. Stakeholders. Max, project sponsor, Nova, project manager, clients of Max's auto-tuning. 12. Timeline. Week 1. Develop client intake form and pre-inspection checklist.